Hi, this is Bonnie with TLC Inspirations, and today I'm going to share with you a tutorial for a dog paw Christmas stocking. And we start by using a dog paw template that I found online, and I've enlarged it. So it's about 6 inches wide and 4 inches tall. I'm going to extend it, extend the length. I have a red piece of felt that I'm using for the stocking, and I would suggest about a third of a yard of red felt to make the larger stocking. And we're going to cut around the toes and then extend the main part of the stocking up. I've also have a sheet of craft felt in white that I'm going to create a cuff at the top of the stocking with. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and cut our stocking out. In order to do that, we're going to need a rotary cutter and your ruler. I also have black felt that I'm going to cut my paw pads out of. So that's also a craft sheet. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut our stocking. In order to do that, I've laid the paw template towards the bottom and I've cut around the toes, and now I'm going to line up my ruler so that it's about 1/4 of an inch beyond the paw indent, and then I'm going to cut straight up from that point to whatever length I want my stocking. I made mine about 15 inches long from the toes to the top of the stocking, and so that's where I'm going to cut it. And you want to make sure it's straight. And go ahead and make that cut. And that will be our stocking all one piece. Okay, now you have your 2 pieces of red felt cut. And you've got your paw shape on the end, so you can go ahead and remove the template. But hang on to it because we're going to cut out the little individual paw pads out of the black felt. And that's the next thing that we're going to do. So get your black felt, and then I've got a piece of wax paper here, and I'm going to use some temporary adhesive to hold it in place. Or you can just pin it like a regular paper pattern if you're not comfortable with working with adhesive. And go ahead and cut these individual pieces out. You might also want to pay attention to the placement of the toes. So I kind of numbered mine so I know where they go on my stocking. So whatever works for you. Now, once you've got them all cut out, you can remove the paper template. And again, you can use your spray adhesive to put them in the proper place so that you know where they go. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the paper template and kind of line them up where they're supposed to go. And the next thing is, now we've got those kind of placed, I want to mention we're also going to do a little heart embellishment and a dog bone embellishment. These are optional. You don't have to do these. It is going to entail some machine embroidery, or you can do hand embroidery if you're comfortable with either one of those, or you don't have to do either one at all. I chose to hand stitch my paw pads on because it looks nice and lays really well. You can use your machine to stitch them on. This is on the front piece of your dog paw stocking. It doesn't take long at all to hand stitch them on. And just use a kind of a hidden slip stitch, blind stitch, and sew them on nice and firmly so they lay nice and flat. And you'll see that it gives a really nice effect. Okay, so now I've turned my stocking inside out, and I've stitched up the sides and around the bottom and left the top open. I also have my white felt cut at 6 by 4 inches, and it's sewn on the sides as well and inside out. I've done my embroidery on my white piece of felt with my dog's name. This is also optional. I used Brilliance embroidery software to do my embroidery. Now to put our cuff on, like I said, I've got my paw side up and my sock inside out. I've got my cuff inside out and sewn up both sides. You'll notice that the lettering is in reverse. So we're going to slip the cuff over the top of the stocking. Again, both are inside out with the paw pads facing up on the stocking and the embroidered lettering on the cuff. We're going to line up the side seams, and then it will be stitched all around the top. But before we do that, we want to put a hanger in there. So I've got about 10 inches of ribbon that I'll be putting in there. And you can see the top of the ribbon is caught in the stitching at the top and the hangers at the bottom. Again, all of this is inside out, which is a little confusing, but I promise you it will all make sense when we turn it right side out. Okay, so there's our hanger, which looks a little weird right now, but here it is after it's turned right side out. And it's a nice looking stocking just the way it is. And you don't even need to do the embroidery name if you don't have a way to do that. Also hem your cuff, because it just looks a little neater and nicer. Okay, so now for the embellishments, if you choose to do this option, I have my machine embroidery hoop, and I've marked the center point, because this is going to help me line up my template for centering my lettering in my heart or in my little dog bone. Okay, now I've embroidered my word that I chose, which is love, and you can see my little dot in the middle there. I also made sure that my lettering was the right size to fit on my heart. My heart's about 4 inches across, and my lettering is about 3 inches. My embroidery hoop just has a 4-inch embroidery space, so you want to make sure all that fits and works out. Now I want to line up that center dot, the center of my heart. I folded my heart in half and lined it up right up against the little dot. Now I'm going to unfold the heart so it goes over the word, and I'm going to trace the heart around the word. So I'm going to cut this out after I have it traced, and then I'm going to cut out another heart that will be the back side. I want to make sure I have this centered, so I'm going to use my ruler, and it is perfectly centered. And so now I'm going to cut it out along with another one. So to show you the stuffing procedure and putting the ribbon in, I have cut this plain heart, and you can see I have a piece of ribbon out the top, and when we stitch around we're going to be catching that ribbon at the top edge, and you're going to stitch all the way around the heart, except you're going to leave about 1 inch open on one side, and that's where we're going to be stuffing our heart. So now we've got it stitched, and we're going to turn it right side out. And I'm sorry, the camera is I'm a little bit blurry right here. I got a little too close to the camera, but hopefully you can get the idea of what I'm doing. Even though I'm doing it like right in your face. Okay, so go ahead and work those rounded edges out. And you can see we've got the ribbon coming out the top, And you just want to make sure you have your ribbon length adequate for how long you want it to hang on your stocking. It's better to have excess that you can cut it shorter than to have it too short. If you want to know where to get any of the products or supplies that we use in this tutorial, you can refer to our video description, and it will give you all the information and links that you need. For embroidery, I used Brilliance embroidery software for my lettering. It's a very versatile software. Anyway, continue stuffing your heart until it's nice and firm and rounded and has a nice shape to it. And then once you get it stuffed, you're going to want to turn the edges in slightly and kind of pinch it together, and then get a needle and thread and hand stitch it closed. These also make great little Christmas tree ornaments. You can decorate them with beads, sequins, whatever. Use your imagination. And so there's our little embellishment, and you do the same thing with the little bone. And here's our stocking without the embellishments. So I chose to customize and add these little pillow embellishments, I guess you could call them. And you can attach them any way that you like. You can create some kind of little bow at the top, or you can use a button, or anything that you can come up with that's creative. And so there's I am going to attach my love pillow on one side and my little bone loyalty pillow on the other side. And I'm just going to use a plain bow. I also did some little jingle bells on a ribbon that I'm also going to attach. There's many things that you can do to decorate your little paw stocking for your little dog friend. So I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for watching.